Every year there are more and more superhero movies being made, and every year they're just getting better and better, with every new movie being more impressive than the last one. But one thing that never seems to improve is the inevitability of clumsy human error, as no matter how well scripted or directed a movie is, somebody at some point is gonna do a whoopsie. So here are 10 Hollywood mistakes found in big superhero movies. Number 1. Man of Steel. While Clark Kent goes around wearing a pair of glasses to disguise the fact that he's actually Superman, General Zod doesn't really seem to have a problem with people knowing his identity, as he broadcasts a message to the whole world in several languages saying, "You're not alone." The only problem is, it seems to be nighttime, all over the world. Someone forgot about time zones. Number 2. X-Men Days of Future Past. In X-Men Days of Future Past, the original idea was to have Wolverine accidentally fatally injure Kitty so she couldn't continue doing her thing, and then have Rogue step in and steal her power and continue where she left off. But in the end they decided just to use Kitty all the way through. No problem, just remove Rogue from that part of the scene. But they forgot to remove Kitty from a scene a bit later on when Magneto falls wounded to the ground. If you look carefully you can see part of her costume, when she should have been over the other side of the room with Wolverine. Number 3. The Dark World. After Thor saves his father and kingdom from his backstabbing stepbrother, Loki decides to fall into a wormhole in space. He then goes on a little adventure, bumping into Thanos and then arriving back on Earth. Meanwhile, without Loki around, we see Thor sharing a moment with his father saying, "There will never be a wiser king than you." Great, fast forward to the next movie, to the end, and we see Thor's father sharing a moment with Thor saying, "You once said there would never be a wiser king than me." But hang on, at the end we see that was actually Loki in disguise. So how could he have known about the tender moment Thor shared with his father when he wasn't even there? He couldn't have, so it's a mistake. Number 4. Batman Begins. When the Gotham City police have the Batmobile cornered on the roof of a parking structure, a police chopper comes along to shine a light on the whole scene, including the crew and the cameramen. Hello. Number 5. Captain America. Let's talk about Captain America's shield. You know, the one that's made of vibranium. That metal that's completely resistant to vibrations, that can stop bullets and projectiles dead in their tracks, even Thor's hammer. Yeah, that one. Well, for some reason in the Winter Soldier sequel, the shield must not be made out of vibranium anymore because he seems to be able to deflect bullets, and also getting hit with a grenade from a grenade launcher sends him flying. What's up with that? Number 6. Batman. Again. In Batman Begins, when Bruce Wayne's trying out his new Batmobile for the first time, there seems to be some kind of problem with the steering wheel. Just before he brings the Batmobile to a halt, he decides to do a little skid. Nice. But let's just replay that to see what actually happened. Okay, looks like he's applied the handbrake, turning hard left, and the vehicle skids to the right. Well, that's confusing. Number 7. Iron Man 3. Remember that scene in Iron Man 3 where Tony Stark's held prisoner and realises that his suit in Tennessee has come back online, and then asks one of the henchmen, "What's the mileage count between Tennessee and Miami?" To which the henchman answers, 832 miles. The suit then arrives a few minutes later. Only problem is, if it's 832 miles away, and it gets there in a few minutes, it must have had to travel around 7,000 miles per hour. Ridiculous. Number 8. X-Men Days of Future Past. Again. Okay, we're nitpicking here, but despite its address being Washington, D.C., the Pentagon is technically located in Arlington, Virginia. So... Number 9. X-Men 2. When Rogue and Wolverine go to visit Iceman's family, Bobby's brother decides to call the police, who show up and start pointing their guns at the X-Men. One of the officers' guns goes off and hits Wolverine right in the forehead. No biggie, Wolverine will wake up in a bit. What is weird though is that his skull is made of adamantium, so the bullet should have ricocheted off it, but it seems to have stuck to his forehead and somehow buried itself into his skin. Maybe he's got really thick, sticky skin or something. Number 10. Iron Man 3. Again. Before Tony Stark gets his ridiculously fast-flying suit back, there's a scene where Dr. Maya Hansen threatens to inject herself, saying, 1,200 cc's, a dose half this size and I'm dead. 1,200 cc's? Hang on. Yeah, 1.2 litres. That's a lot. It definitely wouldn't fit in that syringe. Which mistake do you think was the most unforgivable? Please let us know in the comments below.
For your daily celeb fix, subscribe.